Good day, I am Rosen Jazulun B. Arda from BS Chemistry 281. So I am here discussing the subtopics of Chapter 2, which are monopolies and education on the 90th century. So, first I am discussing monopolies. Monopolies refers to a company and its product offerings dominate one sector or industry and can be considered an extreme result of free market capitalism. So, main source of wealth during post-Galilean era was monopoly contracting. After 1850, government monopoly contracts for collection of different revenues were opened to foreigners for the first time, and because of this, the Chinese instantly took advantage of this commercial opportunity and thus for the rest of the 90th century enjoys preeminent position in the monopoly contracting in the Philippines. And this starts that the Chinese natives starts buying lands in our country. But before 1850, monopolies in some products are established. Example, spirituous liquor on 1712 to 1864, betel nut on 1764, tobacco on 1782 to 1882, and explosives on 1805 to 1864. Among these four, tobacco becomes the big hit. And because of this, on March 1, 1782, Governor General Jose Basco placed the Philippine tobacco industry under government control, thereby establishing the tobacco monopoly. And because of this, it raises the government's revenue since the Philippines is no longer taking subsidies from Mexico. An order was thus issued for the widespread cultivation of tobacco in the provinces of Cagayan Valley, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Isabela, Abra, Nueva Ecija, and Marinduque. These provinces were planting nothing but tobacco, and produce and sell to government with pre-designated price. Because of this, farmers on these provinces gained little or no profit. Because the tobacco must sell as huge pack, not by personal use. Any violators of this rule have a fines and some are physical punishments. The tobacco from the Philippines became prominent across Asia and Europe, but have a negative effect. Negatively, the monopoly of tobacco brought about the food shortages since the planting of basic crops like rice was somewhat neglected and abandoned. And now, we talk about the education on the 90th century. The coming of Spanish colonizers, European education system became influential, and the schools that days are run by Catholic missionaries, aiming the Filipinos to have a Catholic faith. The colonial government and Catholic Church made religion a compulsory subject at all levels. King Philip II mandated the government in the Philippines to educate and teach the natives how to read and write the Spanish language. And in that era, way back on 60th century, Spanish language became the official language in the country, and until co-official on 90th century. First formal schools established are parochial schools by the Roman Catholic, which namely Augustinians, Franciscans, Jesuits, and Dominicans. Aside from religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, vocational, and practical art subjects including religious doctrines were taught. In that day, the Spanish friars used strict discipline, applying corporal punishment so that the natives learn fast on these fields. Later on, college, which is equivalent to high school in 21st century, were then open as boys and girls study separately. Just for example, on XU and Lord's College, it is open for boys and girls separately and these schools are Catholic schools. And subjects were taught were Latin, history, geography, mathematics, and philosophy. Aside from Spanish language, Latin became the official language in Catholic schools. During the 17th century, universities were open for Spanish citizens and Spanish mestizos. And in the 19th century, these schools were then open for Filipino natives, and the center of the curriculum is the religion, not on science and mathematics. And on 1863, a royal decree instituted the establishment of public school systems in the Philippines to accommodate more students from different social stratification like Spanish citizens, mestizos, and the Filipino natives. Even it is a public institution, it is only limited for a son came from a wealthy family to experience education in that time. Growing numbers of educated Filipino natives give birth to a new social class called Illustrados. Illustrados are Filipinos with money and education. With the opening of Suez Canal, these Illustrados were attracted to seek for higher education in Europe. Suez Canal is an artificial sea-level waterways which gives opportunity for some natives and foreigners to send their children to study abroad. The most prominent Illustrados was Jose Rizal, who inspired the craving for freedom and independence with his novels written in Spanish. And this ends my report, and I prepared some questions on this topic, and I will posting these questions on the caption of this video. And that's all. Thank you.